Hello and welcome back to more Films That Are Constant Critique, where we take a look at films, some good, some bad, and some downright awful. I'm Bongo Baikov, joined by our host Maverick, Dren, Zaria. This week we're taking a look at the 2006 sequel, Hollow Man 2.
Well, here's another nice mess you've gotten me into.
I imagined you're going to say the exact same thing next episode.
Probably. But it's your fault that we watched this one, so I'm definitely saying it this time. Jeez. So, this was direct to DVD. So, thankfully, people didn't have to pay to see this in theaters. It came out 6 years after the first movie. They should have waited a while. Don't know why, but okay.
They wanted to make it the best film they could possibly make it.
No, they
Obviously.
didn't. No, they didn't, because this is based on the first draft of the first movie. And you know what? This does feel like a first draft. It really does. The tagline was, "There's more to terror than meets the eye."
That's barely even relevant to the movie.
Pretty lousy tagline, if you ask me. Then again, it's Hollow Man 2. The Quickening. Or is it Hollow Man 2? I don't know which one we went. Anyway.
Hollow Man 2 Beyond Cyberspace. 2 Hollow 2 Man.
It was directed by some guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've never heard of any of his...
Claudio...
Never heard of any of his other movies anyway, so moving on. The cast.
Well, didn't he direct,
Don't care, moving on.
Oh! No, sorry, I was getting one of his films confused with a good movie, sorry.
Moving on. The cast. Oh god, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name either. Peter
Facinelli.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. He was in Twilight, apparently. We found a movie worse than Twilight. Wow. He was in the Supergirl show, apparently.
Hey, there's that.
Laura Regan, she's in Mad Men, Unbreakable,
Okay.
and the Minority Report TV show, which I didn't even know existed. Apparently there was a TV show of that. Oh, a returning cast member, Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Because we did Broken Arrow. It's obviously way better than this.
I think you're forgetting something.
Telling me they couldn't get Samantha Mathis to be in this?
I think you're forgetting another movie. A masterpiece that Christian Slater was in.
That we did on the podcast, or...
Yeah.
Wait. I don't remember doing another one. Wait, what was it?
Quantum Quest.
No. Well, technically, he was replaced.
That's true. That's true.
One. But he was the original choice to play Hayden Christensen's character, and then they replaced him. So we've almost had him on the podcast 3 times.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, who knows? Maybe they have that original version of Quantum Quest floating around out there with the different voice actors. I want to see the John Travolta cut of Quantum Quest.
Exactly.
We got Colin Lawrence, who was in Slam Dunk Ernest.
The best Ernest. I don't know if I've ever actually seen Slam Dunk Ernest.
It's not one of the better ones. But, he's in Lonely River. That show that my mom watches.
He was...
It's actually called Virgin River, but I like to call it Lonely River to, like, make fun of her.
Yeah. He was in the 2005 Fantastic Four.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah. He was just like a cop with no name, but...
And he had a horse that had no name.
Exactly.
There's also... I was looking at, like, the Wikipedia pages. There's at least 3 cast members in this who are in Watchmen.
Huh.
I was like, why are there so many Watchmen cast members in this? That's weird. The movie, not the show.
Yeah.
The Zack Snyder movie. I'm actually reading Watchmen right now, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
There's one guy that was in the Highlander TV show. I can't remember if it was an episode I saw or not, though. Oh, God. Another person. I don't know how to pronounce... Sheila Horsdal. I only bring her up because she's a returning cast member. She was in AVPR.
Oh! Only good movies, I see.
Honestly, I'd rather watch that again than watch this again. If there's a copy of it where you could see what's going on, that is. So.
We need the flashlight cut.
The flashlight cut of AVPR. There's also archive footage of Kevin Bacon from the first movie, so he's kind of in this. And I was also, another thing that was funny reading through the cast was like some of the characters that they were credited as. Trophy wife, gas station man, and blind secretary are characters in this. The music score. I've never heard of this guy, but when I saw his name, and you probably figured out why I laughed at this. Did you see the name of
Mark Trump with 2 P?
Marcus Trump. And, you know, I'll say this, it's a better Trump movie than Ghosts Can't Do It. A movie which I'm never subjecting you to, because I'm not that cruel. Initial thoughts.
Do you want me to go first?
I guess, if you want to.
So, we did the first movie a couple months ago, and I remember not being a huge fan of it. Like, there were moments that were kind of cool.
Mainly because of the special effects. The special effects were cool, but that's about it.
Yeah. I like the special effects. I thought Kevin Bacon was fun, partially because he was Kevin Bacon. And I actually think that the that Hollow Man 2 manages to get 2 things right from the first movie.
Oh, really?
One, it has an invisible man. And 2, it carries on the same spirit of being a really boring movie.
Yeah. Somehow they made it even more boring, though, which is impressive.
Yeah. Very, very impressive.
Is that all you had to...
I guess just a little bit more. Like you had mentioned, this was based off of the first draft of a script for the first movie, and it really shows. There's nothing really fleshed out. It's one of the worst cases of, and then we get a scene of that we've watched in a while. It feels like nothing flows together. It really is just, you have a scene, you have another scene, you have another scene, the whole length of the movie. There aren't really any characters, there are just archetypes. The dialogue slingshots in between really, really punny, just like everyone's like talking in puns, to being just really bland, tired, tropey dialogue, where it's like every piece of dialogue in this movie just about feels like it's the most generic line they could have gone with.
It does, yeah. So basically, you're saying this is the Glass Joe of movies?
It is the Glass Joe of movies. But it's just, and I will admit a couple of the invisible scenes, some of the effects look good in this, but just on the whole, it's just an incredibly just boring movie. It's not quite to the same level of nothing happening as like Alien Origin, for example, but there's a lot of better ways that you can spend an hour and a half of your time.
The first thing I had written down in my initial thoughts was, fuck's sake. I mean, okay, when we watch this, I mean, what do you think? Like, it's a direct-to-DVD sequel to a movie that already wasn't that good. I mean...
Yeah.
But reading the IMDb, like, plot thing, I was, like, going, okay, the premise sounded kind of interesting, because it's like, it promised 2 invisible men. Like, an invisible man hunting another invisible man. But that's, like, the last 10 minutes of the movie where they do that. Which is dumb. So, yeah, my expectations, they were not high for this. What's hilarious, the movie I watched the same day, like, before this, was the director's cut of Napoleon.
Ooh.
So this movie was already setting itself up for failure, because that movie is not great, but it's honestly much better than this, like, in basically every regard. Because honestly, Hollow Man 2, this is... it's not as boring as Alien Origin, but it's one of the most boring movies we've done on the podcast. Like, there's just...
Yes. Just long stretches where nothing happens.
Almost nothing happens in it, yeah. Like, I didn't have any pros written down for the movie for the first 20 minutes.
That sounds about right, you know?
Because nothing was happening. It's just like, even Max Payne was less boring than this. Like...
I think I wrote down somewhere, we're a third of the way through the movie, and the plot still isn't here.
I know, yeah.
It's rough.
I'd rather watch 2020 Texas Gladiators again than watch this again. Like, more happened in that.
Oh, I forgot about that movie.
That was a boring movie too, but more happened in it. Because really, this movie's best hope was that it could be hilariously bad.
And it was not.
I'll admit it, there were parts where I laughed, but not because it was so bad it's good, but more, I was just laughing at the fact, like, really, this is what I'm wasting my time doing, watching shit like this. Like, just...
Yeah.
But I guess now... I guess now we know what a first draft looks like. So.
and why you should never turn that into a movie. It's the perfect showing of why you need a second draft.
Honestly, it was so bad it almost made me like the first one. I'm like looking back at the first one going, you know, it wasn't good, but it wasn't this bad. It's like the acting was more competent, and you know, the effects were pretty good.
And you still had Kevin Bacon. Like,
Kevin Bacon, yeah.
It had a couple things going for it. This has nothing going for it.
It has Christian Slater occasionally showing up.
And even then, it's not a whole lot.
Not really, no. Okay, so Leonard Maltin did not review this. I wonder why.
I'm somehow not surprised.
There's a lot of things I could say about Leonard Maltin, but you know what? I'll give him this. He was smart enough to avoid this movie.
Yep.
Good for him.
He knew it was up.
I was reading through like the Wikipedia page section about the production history. It sounds like they were trying to make this movie sound important.
Yeah.
Like, they were really trying to oversell this thing. Because, good lord, go look at
What
it.
if it was written by someone?
It must have been written by like one of the producers or something, or
something.
Like, look at like development and production and like read some of it. Because just what?
It almost reads as like just like an ad block for the movie.
It's just so weird, yeah. Oh, David Manning didn't review this one. I wonder why. Oh my god. So, the story, I mean, fuck it. Does anybody even care? Like, just... It's like, okay, there's experiments that turn people invisible, there's detectives, there's a scientist, there's police, and there's Christian Slater. There you go. I'm not gonna get any more in depth than that to this movie. Fuck it.
The most basic summary we can get.
I don't give a shit.
There's an invisible man committing crimes. A cop goes rogue. People die. That's the movie.
Oh god, you make it sound like stuff happened in this, though. Okay, so the pros, okay, the only pro I had for a while was it's only 90 minutes long, so at least it's shorter than the first movie, but it did not feel like 90 minutes.
No, it felt long.
It felt like a 2-hour movie. And like I said earlier, I didn't have any pros about like the actual movie for the first 20 minutes, which is saying something.
Yeah, no, for me, it was like the first half hour when I finally wrote down.
I was really wondering, like, if I ever would come up with any pros. Like, so I also wrote, like, maybe it's because Christian Slater hasn't shown up yet.
That's true.
Because he's not in the movie for, like, the first, half an hour or something?
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, he has a small little part in the opening sequence when that one guy at the cocktail party is killed. You hear, like, 2 voice lines of... And he makes a pun, too, when he's there.
I don't remember.
So basically, he's threatening this guy, and then he goes to leave, and he says, "Remember, you never even saw me."
Yeah, of course. Yeah, now you see him, now you don't. I'd rather watch that. I don't even know if I've seen that movie, but there was like a Disney movie with Kurt Russell, and it was about an invisible man. It was called Now You See Him, Now You Don't. That's probably better than this. I finally came up with a pro around the 22-minute mark.
Ooh, okay.
There's this part where the grass kind of rises. It's like to show that the invisible man is standing there. And I thought, okay, that's kind of a cool detail.
Yeah. And there are like little moments throughout with the invisible man where they play with the fact that he's invisible, but there's still ways you can kind of see where he is that I think are clever.
Yeah, like there was... I don't remember any other ones. That was the only one I wrote down.
One thing that I liked that wasn't quite tied into that, but it's sort of similar. Later on, when the cop, I don't remember the characters' names. The characters don't matter. Let's be honest.
Well, one of them, I do remember that Christian Slater's name is Griffin because that's a reference to the H.G. Wells book, The Invisible Man.
Yep.
Kind of insulting.
So when the cop.
I don't know what's more insulting to H.G. Wells, that fact or that new War of the Worlds movie that just came out?
It's gotta be it's gotta be the new War of the Worlds movie. There's no way.
But it has Ice Cube in it. How could when has any movie with Ice Cube been bad? Like
exactly.
Anyway, Ghost of Mars would like to have a word. Jeez. Sorry, what were you saying?
So there is a moment that I actually like, kind of I guess 2/3 the way through the movie, where the cop is breaking like glass bottles and sprinkling them like behind him and spreading them around, so that way if he is getting chased by an invisible man, he'll either like step on the glass because he's barefoot, or like he might leave like a blood trail for him to follow. I thought that was a little clever.
I think they did that in the H.G. Wells book, actually.
Oh, really? That makes sense.
I think that was part of how they caught him or something. It's been a while since I read it, though. I'd have to read it.
Yeah.
I guess the idea of having detectives trying to find an invisible man is kind of interesting, but it's not executed well.
Like, the base premise isn't terrible.
At one point I wrote in my notes, oh my god, it's been a while since we've done something that was this hard to come up with prose. I was struggling so much to find prose. Like, it was so hard. Like, I guess Christian Slater was okay in this. Although he's invisible for most of it.
He had a good voice.
It's basically just voice acting.
Yeah.
We finally see him. Can I
just go ahead and talk about...
We finally see him like 45 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I've really only have like one actual positive thing to say about this movie. At the very end, I'm talking like within, I think, the last 10 minutes of the movie, maybe even less.
Yeah.
The cop injects himself to become invisible. And he and Christian Slater have like a fight scene where they're invisible. I think that's a really cool idea. I just wish it was longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was a cool idea. It shows up too late into the movie for it to actually matter. And then, it's just this fight between two invisible men. It's too short. It doesn't look that good either. It's just kind of
No.
The special effects were
like,
a huge downgrade from the first one.
Yeah.
The only other scene I had written down that I thought was kind of interesting was there was this blind woman in an elevator.
Yes.
Talking to the invisible man. I thought, okay, that's kind of interesting. The fact the best compliments I could give this movie were, oh, that little moment there was kind of interesting.
Like, honestly, that bit reminds me almost of, like, Frankenstein, when he goes into the cabin with, like, the old blind guy.
With the blind guy, yeah. Played by Gene Hackman. Oh, wait, that's Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That is a really funny scene, though. I love that movie so much. Especially when he, like, lights his, like, thumb on fire. Because he thinks it's a cigar. Or he pours soup in his lap. Oh, my God. Wait, where are you going? I was gonna make espresso. I'm out of prose. What about you?
Let me flip through my notes real quick.
That might be the fastest we've run out of prose.
Oh, okay. Here's one. Although it's not like totally confirmed. I think the police station was filmed in the same spot that they filmed the Daily Planet scenes in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
You mean the Daily Bugle?
Oh, sorry, the Daily Bugle, sorry.
Daily Planet's Superman, right?
Yeah.
Clark Kent works, Sorry. I get him confused all the time, too. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% sure at first, either.
But I think it's the same building, because, like, the office layouts, the giant windows, it looks like it's the same layout.
I have no idea, but I hope not, because I don't want good movies associated with this. Can we get into the cons? I have so many.
Yeah.
I have so many.
It's time to get to the cons. I just want you to want to point out real quick. We're getting into the cons. We've been recording for about 25 minutes now. We're getting to the cons before the actual movie got to the plot.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, the acting is not very good, and I could tell that from the first scene.
Yeah.
That scene where he's, like, talking to the invisible man in the bathroom and he gets attacked. He's like, I don't know what he was talking about either. He was just like talking about like killing monkeys or something.
Yeah,
like...
he was like laughing. He's like, "What do you do for work? I kill dogs. I kill rats. I kill monkeys."
What the fuck was it? Was weird. And then also
It was just strange.
When he gets attacked by an invisible man, it looks so unconvincing. Like,
it does.
I don't know if it was because of the directing or the acting, but it just looks like he's drunk and staggering around.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's something I'll give the first movie. It was, again, not a good movie, but like I said before, the acting wasn't really the problem with it. It was more just the writing and like the plot and shit was the problem. Here, it's like the acting's not even good, and
yeah,
I don't remember the Invisible Man attack scenes being like looking that bad.
Yeah, because
they at least looked more convincing. Like, the effects were a lot better. For sure, but granted, I kind of went in expecting the effects wouldn't be as good, because that was...
Yeah, since it's a direct-to-video movie.
Yeah, they had more money with the other one, obviously. And then there was also a scene with this woman talking about a murder, and she's, like, smiling a bunch. I don't know if that was deliberate or not, or just because the acting was so awkward, I just couldn't tell if it was like done on purpose or if they were like, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, the acting was weird. And also the two main characters in this, they were making me wish
they sucked.
Because it was making me wish this was an X-Files episode instead. Because if you take Mulder and Scully, put them in this, it becomes so much more engaging.
What wasn't there an X-Files episode where it was like a quadriplegic veteran that could like project himself, and it was kind of like the Hollow Man?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it. There's that guy that like squeezes through grates and stuff. That kind of feels like
I remember him
a little bit. But yeah, but you know, you take Mulder and Scully and put them into this movie, that would have instantly made it much more engaging. And the movie already looks like a TV movie anyway, so it's like...
Yeah. And like, anytime that they're trying to have the Invisible Man do Invisible Man things, all they do is just do an extreme close-up of the object, so that you can't see the guy's hand that's actually holding it up. It's so lazy.
It looked like they were holding up a piece of plastic or something.
Yeah.
And that was the Invisible Man. That's what it looked like, at least. It just looked like someone was wearing a plastic mask. It just didn't look convincing at all.
Yeah.
And it's... The way it's shot, it's just so boring. It just... The lighting and staging was just... just not impressive at all. The editing wasn't very good either. It felt like there were shots that were like too short during conversation scenes, and it was just like, wait, what's going on? Like, what?
Why are we cutting? This doesn't make sense. Exactly.
Yeah, it was bad. The dialogue, it was nothing special.
Yeah, the dialogue was just bland.
There's just honestly not much to talk about. Like, take out the murder scene at the beginning, and the first 15 minutes of this are as uneventful as Alien Origin.
Yeah.
It's so boring. There's these two people filming a porno or something with a night vision camera.
I wanted to talk about that scene because I got a good laugh out of that. Not for any intended reasons, but
no shit.
So there's like this young couple that are like filming basically like a porno, but they're
with night vision
I can't
cameras.
even get through without laughing. Yeah, they're filming it using night vision. And so when Christian Slater comes into the room, they have this jump scare where he runs across the night vision camera. They play like a scare sting, and the guy filming's just like, huh, there was a weird smudge across the night vision. And then they do it 2 more times during that scene where like someone else will take the camera, move it slightly, and then they play the same jump scare sound every time he like gets into the shot. It's so weird and stupid. I started laughing really hard the 3rd time it happened.
Yeah, it was dumb. I was so tempted to skip stuff because there was just nothing happening for like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You're just sitting around I was waiting for somebody to get killed because good lord. And I guess like the first movie, like what do you do when you're invisible? You spy on women in their underwear, apparently.
Apparently, that's what everyone loves to do.
I mean, I'm sure there's some perverts out there that Have I mentioned the lighting in this is bad?
Yep. Yeah.
It was really bad, actually. There were like some parts where I couldn't see what was happening, and like or it just was so like flat and just didn't work. There was shaky cam and like bad close-ups. There were also shots that looked blurry that I don't think were supposed to be
intentional.
It was really incompetent.
There was, speaking of the lighting, there was a scene where Griffin throws like a grenade, and it gets so bright for no reason. Like it looks like there's a sun just exploding in the middle of the frame.
Yeah. Some soldiers just show up out of nowhere, and honestly, they don't really amount to much in the plot now that I'm thinking about it again. Nope. This movie does a terrible job of like establishing the characters and plot, because like we said earlier, the plot takes like what, a third of the way to actually show up. And the characters, they just kind of arrive and you're just like, you don't really know who they are. And you don't get any backstory for Christian Slater's character until 45 minutes into the movie. It's just like, okay, he's invisible.
Yeah, it takes so long for us to meet our antagonist.
And even just all the other characters, it's just like they're there.
They are really just archetypes, because you have our main character that's just like a cop that's kind of on the edge. You have his partner that dies so that he has motivation. You have a smart but beautiful scientist who's trying to escape the Invisible Man, who's a crazed veteran.
Are you reading the summary of it on IMDb?
No, I'm not. I'm just like talking about what I remember.
So I remember when I looked at the or was it, or maybe it was on Tubi, I don't know. But I remember reading a description of it, and they described her as a beautiful scientist. And I was like, okay, interesting of you to point that out, I guess. Maybe if you had Elizabeth Shue in this, I could understand that description, but let's see, where was I? Yeah, just all the characters in it. Then the soldiers, they were generic, and like aren't there like cops in this? I don't know. I don't remember. It's just none of the characters left any impression.
There's mall security that for some reason are armed.
Nobody was really all that interesting. It was just whatever. And there was no tension to it. And that's another thing. I'll give the first movie this. There were a few scenes that had like tension and suspense, like when the Invisible Man was sneaking around. This did not.
Yeah.
It did not. It's hard to think of anything that did work about this movie.
Yeah.
There's like this dull chase scene. At one point, I just wrote, "Christ, this is boring."
They reuse during the flashback where they're showing off Griffin's backstory. They reuse footage from the first movie to show the process of turning invisible. I saw that and I was like, that is so lazy.
It's just, it could have been worse. It could have been like Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, where they're like, let's make half of it the first movie.
Yeah.
That would have been so funny if they actually did that. At one point, for some reason, I just had this image of the Invisible Man singing Bare Necessities. I don't know why. I guess my mind was just so bored that it started thinking about Jungle Book for some reason. Exactly. I don't know why.
It had to fill in with anything else. There was one other point in the movie that got a laugh out of me. Towards the very end, when the cop decides to go invisible, he like confronts like this evil scientist guy that was leading the project. And he backs him slowly into like oncoming traffic, and he just gets like smashed by like a semi truck. It came out of nowhere, and it was so funny. It was such a welcome break from the rest of it.
That part did make me laugh, mainly because, well, it did come out of nowhere, but it sort of reminded me of this part in Meet Joe Black, the Brad Pitt movie, because there's a similar. It's funnier in Meet Joe Black, but it's kind of like that, where just a character gets hit by a car for no reason. Because but anyway. He just backed it right into an oncoming car.
It's just so funny, because it happened so fast, too.
It was that was probably the biggest laugh I got during the movie, just because it was so, like, just unexpected. I wrote, the best actor in this is Christian Slater, but that's not saying much.
He generally acts in it, yeah.
Maybe this goes without saying, but he's no Kevin Bacon. I mean...
Yeah.
It's like, Kevin Bacon was a lot more fun as the Invisible Man in the first Hollow Man movie. And then I was like thinking, wait, were they in any movies together? So I like looked up like Kevin Bacon, Christian Slater movie, Murder in the First. They're in Murder in the First, apparently. I forgot about that movie. Not a great movie, but it's better than this for sure.
Yeah.
Another thing that's disappointing about this and the first Hollow Man movie, the kills aren't that creative in these movies.
They're really not.
The only one that was kind of cool. The only one in the first movie that I really remember is when he drowns that guy in the pool.
Yeah.
That's really the only one I remember. This one, like, what? He, like, stabs a dude in the eye at one point.
Yeah, and he cuts another guy's throat with, like, a cell phone.
I don't remember that one. That says a lot about the movie, though. You got this guy who can turn invisible. That's the thing. It's like there's so many things you could do with this concept, and instead they did this. It's like, let's have an Invisible Man movie and then just execute it in like maybe the most boring possible way you could.
Yeah.
Towards the end, they find this guy with a scarred face who looks like Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Wasn't he wearing like a green hoodie or something?
Yeah, and I guess he was like a previous test subject.
He's got like a scarred face or something.
Yeah.
He just gives a bunch of exposition. It's just like, oh my god, like just. Again, they had a somewhat interesting concept, and that's just the most boring execution possible. How hard is it to make an Invisible Man movie interesting?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't even remember what else happens with that character. I just remember, he looked kind of like Doctor Doom.
He dies. I know that happens.
I don't remember how, but I guess everybody else does in this movie. Oh, have we mentioned the main characters? They have no chemistry with each other.
No chemistry. I was actually shocked at a certain point because I was like, I didn't even realize they were trying to build it up as a romance.
Wait, what?
It took me so long because I was like, there's been nothing romantic about their dialogue at all. There is so little chemistry.
That just now occurred to me. That's how bad it was.
It did? You didn't realize it was supposed to be a romance either?
No! Because there's no indication that it is. Wow. Just wow.
No, it is bad. It wasn't until they kissed, and then, like, some of, like, the dialogue early on, when I started putting it together, like, wait, are they supposed to be, like, in a relationship?
Wow. This is another contender for worst romance. Like, just... It very well could be. Literally, the only scene where I, like, got any inkling of chemistry between the two was this part where she called him a big, dumb cop, and then he just sort of chuckles at her. Yeah. But that's about it. Or maybe I was just grateful that there was humor in a scene after how boring the rest of it is. Kind of like in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, where I was like going, Jax, his humor, it all sucks, but at least it hints at a personality.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera zooms in this. I forgot about that. They're camera
so
zoom.
Bad.
They're so
It is so bad. It's almost nauseating. Because it's like, why are we this close? Give me some space.
Oh my god. It's like they had it on like an automatic zoom setting or something on the camera.
Yeah.
And the establishing shots in this look so bad, too. It's just like...
Yeah.
Whenever you see like the outside of a building, oh my god. It was so bad. Not enough Invisible Man action in this, that's for sure.
Yeah.
For being an Invisible Man movie, you would think there's more Invisible Man action. Or sorry,
nope.
Hollow Man. It's Hollow Man, but anyway. Eventually, I just gave up writing notes.
Yeah.
It was sometime after like the hour mark, I was just like, I'm not even gonna write anything at this point. I don't give a shit at this point.
Because there's like nothing to really write about.
The only thing I think I wrote after that was like the fight and the part where the dude gets hit by the car. That's like all I have. That's all I have for notes. On the movie. That's how bad it was. We found a real winner, didn't we?
Oh yeah. We finally have a movie that we can rank at least close to Alien Origin. I mean, it's still nowhere near quite that level of bad, but it is.
I was thinking about it, and like...
It is down there.
I guess, are we getting into overall thoughts now?
Yeah.
I think when I was trying to rank it, it wasn't in the top 3 worst, but it was in the top 5 worst that we've done on the podcast. We're just saying something. That makes sense. Because it's not as bad as Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Or Alien Resurrection. Or, like we mentioned, Alien Origin. But I think it's worse than Covenant. I think it's worse than Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
And I hated that movie. And worse than Turks in Space, worse than Rise of Skywalker, worse than Hercules and Xena, the animated movie, worse than... I mean, I said earlier, right, worse than 2026 Gliders and Max Payne, so yeah. But yeah, I think it's in the top 5 worst that we... Or it was one of the least enjoyable for me, because, I mean, again, what do we expect? Like...
Yeah.
I struggled to think of anything I liked about it. It was just bad, not in an interesting way. It's a waste of time. I mean,
it is.
I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to apologize to the first Hollow Man movie. That's how bad this one was, because the first Hollow Man movie, like, I don't really like that movie, but it's not that bad.
Yeah. Its own sequel proves that there's worse.
The first draft, apparently, is what this is. It's one of my least favorite movies we've done on the podcast. I did not get much enjoyment out of it at all. And usually I try to go easy on these things. I try to, be charitable.
There's no being charitable with Hollow Man 2.
It's not the absolute worst, but it might be in the top 5. I think it's the second most boring movie we've done. Not like the second worst, but like the second most boring.
Second most boring.
And you know what number 1 is, because I mean,
it's Alien Origin. There's no contest. Just go watch our awards show. Or just watch the Alien Origin episode.
Alien Origin was so bad you were in another tab doing something else while watching it, and I skipped over parts of it.
I remember the Amish show up in Alien Origin for some reason.
No, I think they were Mennonites, but whatever.
Oh, that's right, they were Mennonites.
Maybe they were Amish, I don't know. They're spending most of their lives living in an Amish paradise. So
exactly.
They didn't have to see Alien Origin at the least. Yeah, so was there anything else you wanted to say about Hollow Man 2, Texas Blood Money? Hollow Man 2, The Quickening.
No, it's just... There's not even anything really worth saying about this movie.
Okay, so next time we're doing,
I remembered what we're doing next time. Why did I do this to us?
I was about to say, I might actually kill you after we do this next one. So, Lawnmower Man 2, Beyond Thunderdome.
Beyond Cyberspace. Also subtitled Job's War.
Okay, can you promise me that after we do RoboCop 2, can we do a good movie?
Yes.
Thank you. And not a sequel. Something that's not a sequel.
We will find just some random good standalone movie.
I am honestly a bit scared for this next one, because the reviews for this are abysmal. However, it does have this going for it. It has Matt Frewer in it.
Yes.
Some Max Headroom's in it. I almost said Max von Sydow. No, Max Headroom's in it. Oh my god. And I've seen like clips of like the trailer, and the effects in this look like dog shit.
Yeah.
Oh god. Hopefully it'll at least be more interesting to talk. At the very least, I feel like more things will happen in this than in Hollow Man 2. Hollow Man 2, Beyond Cyberspace. Honestly, if they'd actually gone that direction, it probably would have been better. Or like Hollow Man 2, Texas Blood Money. Those all sound like better movies than what we actually got. Okay, so are we done then?
Yeah, I think we're done with this. This might be the new shortest episode of the podcast.
Maybe. One of them for sure. Andy Griffith, we're done.
Yeah, just roll us out, Andy. Take us away from here.
Good night, you stupid idiot. Good night, you miserable slob.